Hey guys, back again. Gonna be doing some more work on the Skuld figure tonight. Mainly wanted to try and get this tree part sort of done so we can at least get this section off. Now I did a little work after excuse me, the putty had set up. Did notice a couple problem areas. One being this backside area here, so there was a nasty gap. And I'm thinking I may have, just some of the trimming down on this section here may have unintentionally unseated it. So we're going to have to fix that up tonight. Another thing we're going to do is putty up this small branch. If I can get this to sit right. And basically get this tucked in. It shouldn't be too much issue, just going to be a little putty applied loosely into there. And no real problem. Now, one thing I had mentioned on the last stream regards to skirt, since I couldn't do it then, was to see how well this would fit in here. And if I can get this to cooperate. So it will fit in. However, it's a little tight in terms of tolerances. So, my initial thought, I do think this will be the best way to go, is instead of putting the pin into here and connect it in there, have the pin on the branch so that then I can basically feed it in, as I think that'll be the smarter option, as that would allow us to keep this, or say that again, allow us to putty and attach this for the skirt and just permanently attach it without having to, deal with it as a separate piece. This would allow us to get a cleaner clean up of the seam here, particularly because right in there is really bad, and basically allow us to, fill and blend this section in. So, yeah, I think our goal for tonight will be to pin and attach this, which will be relatively easy. Though I'm thinking, before we do that, I'd like to get now that I'm looking at it again, this edge along here. I think what we'll do is do a little putty along there so that that'll attach in a little cleaner. Yeah, I think that'll be smart. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Now, so we'll putty along there. So that'll be task 1. Task 2, redo the puttying on here so that that'll be done fine. And then with what's left of the putty, go ahead and attach in the branch, and that'll allow us to clean that up. Now, one thing I am going to need to do is go grab a Q-tip so that I can apply the Vaseline. So give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Was the one thing I forgot to grab. So, let's get into it. Now, where to go? Okay, give me 2 seconds to pull some wire. Oh, of course it's not cooperating. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to do this on camera, because if I try to pull the wire out, it's going to make a huge mess. Okay. Oh, shoot. All right. Sorry about that. And also, apologies for not getting on and streaming last night. Fortunately, we've been dealing with a little bit of a heat wave, and fortunately, my house does not have air conditioning. And as it is, unfortunately, you guys are going to have to deal with fan noise. I honestly don't know how much is going to get picked up by the mic. However, yeah, it's just, even tonight it's still kind of warm. Please tell me this did not go and die on me. Hang on. Okay, let's get this cleaned off. Sorry about that. It was unexpected. I really don't want to have to use the thin. I may have to, because this is good and clogged. Alright. Plan B. Because I do not like using this stuff. Okay, just as a caution. Oh shit. Crap. Just splurted out on me. Crap. Ah. Oh, please tell me I did not just spill some on my freaking phone. And I did. Son of a bitch. Okay. I'm now doused in freaking super glue. Let's get this on. Okay, so that's in. Give that a minute or two to set up. I get this super glue off my finger. Ouch. That's the one problem with the extra thin super glue is it is a bear to work with. And I would say more often than not, your best bet is not to use it. I'll do for now. Okay. So we're going to just have to try and work around that. That's more than likely secure. Or at least secure enough. So, okay, we need to trim this down a little. Now, for pins, it's always better to start a little longer than you need. trim it down, because it's obviously easier to go shorter is have to pull a pin out and replace it with a longer one. Okay, let's get in there. There we go. It's nice and fitting. 1 second. Okay. Let's wipe that super glue up, because I know I'm going to stick my hand in it if I don't. Damn it. Went right through the frickin' paper. It's going to be one of those nights, folks. It's going to be one of those nights. Alright. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I just need to move one thing. Now, I'm just going to do some of this quick set just to make it so we don't have to worry about potentially gluing ourselves to the cutting board. And I do apologize for tonight. It's one of those nights. I think that just the heat causing problems. Okay, wipe this up. Okay, we're getting back on track. So, now we've got that working. I think I will do also, just to make sure the putty's got a little more, grip to it. No, I won't do that. Yeah, I think just going raw with the putty will work. So, one thing I will do, however, is go ahead and apply it to the other parts we're going to be puttying, because we're basically just going to sort of move on down the line, as it were. It's going to be a lot more generous with this stuff tonight. It did seem like there's some spots where it did seem like it wanted to stick to on the other parts that we did the other night. Just gonna pop that out. And a little pin. Okay, no, that was the pin part cut. This is stuff you do definitely want to be more generous with. It never hurts to apply a little more than you need, because obviously we'll give these parts a good deep bath long before we paint them. That's good. And we just need to get in here. Good. Okay. So that's done. Now give me a second to close that up, get some gloves on, and we can start doing our putty. Tonight's probably going to be a little shorter, just due to the fact that we're going to get this stuff puttied. Unfortunately, then we'll have to wait till another night to continue. Okay. Alright, so let's get our putty out. I'm almost out of this stuff. Now, I think we'll be fine just going with what amount we used. Actually, I just tear, yeah. There we go. The amount we made last time should be more than enough for what we're going to be doing tonight as well. Okay. Size, put that away later. Then get a little water on. And we'll get this mixed together. So, yeah, if anyone's wondering why doing this tonight, it's mainly because this was just been sitting on my work area for a week, and I just wanted to get this tree thing done. Now, one thing I did start thinking about was more on the base. I'm thinking I might get a piece of styrofoam to give it a little bit more height. I'm thinking that might just aesthetically, you know, look better. Make it sort of almost like a little bit of a hill. So, I don't know. I'll have to get some feedback if anybody is interested in giving it. Okay. So let's get a tiny bit going here. Just gonna sort of roll it out into like a giddy bit. And my hands have become a total mess. In along here. Actually, no wait. God, I am paying such a mess in this part. Just sort of along here. Such a, oh man, this is messy as all get out. Sort of blend this in as best I can, minimizing as much as possible. Let's go ahead and slide this in. Come on. so we'll set that aside for right now. And we'll come back to this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the branch first. Simply due to the fact that it's only going to need a little bit. Yeah, this little bit should be more than enough. Okay, grab that. And if I can get this just to stick on there. Okay, there we go. Some of this excess we can come back later and sand down. For right now, just make do. Okay, and unfortunately they're getting a little sticky again, so just gonna add a little more water. This time I'm going to go a little heavier with putty around the base here. Because before I think I was a little light. Honestly. No. Come on, get in there. Okay, why is that not wanting to connect into the base? Okay. Okay. I'm slowly just gonna start pulling some of the excess away. And we'll stuff back in where we need to. Let's cooperate. Some excess came off on its own. Okay. Alright. I think we got that. I'm just going to quickly take this excess, much like before. I'm going to use it to sort of make like a rock type shape. That's always a great use for your excess putty. Just start making sort of rocks. They don't need to be perfect, just sort of freeform them. Okay, get my gloves off. And we'll just set that aside to set up. Come back to later. Alright, so we got that all done. So now, unfortunately, comes a waiting game. And this is just becoming an awful mess. I'll have to clean that up later. Okay. So, just trying to think what else we can do tonight. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a whole lot until that really sort of sets up. I can go ahead and just do a little light work cleaning up some of this hairline. This is probably going to be the hardest part. Simply due to, hair parts are always just going to be challenging simply due to the fact that they are always very thin and always very brittle. So best practice, do everything in your power to support the part you're working on. Okay, get that line knocked out. So where else we can head? Yeah, right in there. So I'm only getting the, super obvious ones tonight. And at the same time, you don't need to get everything, just the really obvious ones. The rest you can probably, do a combination of taking them out with your primer filler and also just trying to make them look like part of the hair. That one's done. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to do much else tonight. Just unfortunately, till those set up, there's not a whole lot we can do. Oh, another thing I did look into, I did have some wire that'll work for some of the birds and smaller bits. Only thing is, I do still need to get the fine drill bits. That's one thing I am going to need to do. So I have also started looking into getting a nail gun, not for anything like this, but for putting together bases. So if anybody happens to have any experience using nail guns on balsa wood, I'd love to hear. At the end of the day, it's better to ask and try to find out than to shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, so I think unfortunately that's going to be where we're going to have to stop tonight. Obviously, we got to wait for this stuff to set up, and there's no way you can go about it. As, you can't really rush it. You just sort of have to, let it do its thing. So once that's all set up and whatnot, we'll come back again. Not sure when. I want to give this at least 24 hours, probably longer, just play it safe. So once that's done, probably do a little light cleanup on parts, nothing too drastic, and we'll go from there. Not sure when I'll be on again. Like I said, reason why yesterday's stream didn't happen was just it was too damn hot. I may try to get on tomorrow night. We might do some work on the Hawk because I want to get that moving. And probably by that point I'll be able to at least move those parts off the bench for a little while so that they can finish setting up. And we'll sort of go from there. So, if you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, and do all that. And